Hey there, everyone. Steve here again with episode 5 of my pay per view review series. And this time we're going to talk about TLC 2020. I just finished watching the show. I actually got to see it semi live. I did have a lot of stuff going on today, so I took a nap and started watching the show around midnight or so. But I've seen the entire show, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. First, I'm going to talk about the show open. It was a typical open. Nothing special about it, but at least it was good that every match got some face time in the open, as opposed to when they did one for NXT War Games where just the War Games matches got shown. So there's that. First match, WWE Championship TLC match, Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles, and let's see how I picked it. My pick for the WWE Championship TLC match is Drew McIntyre with 4 confidence points. Alright, first there was a great hype package for this match. Did the hype package foreshadow a Money in the Bank cash-in for Miz? Sure looked like it. When the match started, it started off fast. There was no feeling out process. It was just throw hands right from the get-go. And in a TLC match, that's what I would expect. I don't expect to see grappling in a TLC match, so I thought that was good. Drew basically power reverses a suplex from AJ, and then there was a huge chop from Drew while AJ was sat on the top turnbuckle. That looked great. AJ hits Drew with a chair to the knee while Drew's climbing the ladder. Champ sells the knee for basically the rest of the match. Slingshot from Drew to AJ into a chair that was propped in the corner that looked like it had to hurt because it looked like AJ took it head first. Then Drew suplexes a ladder and it lands on AJ, but it looked like AJ was supposed to move, but still caught a little bit of it. Innovative calf crusher through the ladder from AJ, and then he did the calf crusher through a chair. Drew throws a chair at AJ from the outside while AJ's on the top rope, probably trying to hit a phenomenal forearm, but got stopped by the chair. Drew catches AJ while trying the phenomenal forearm off a table with a belly-to-belly onto a ladder. Drew grabs AJ off the ladder and press slams him through a table on the floor. Drew climbs the ladder, and here comes the human waste of space known as The Miz. Miz cashes in Money in the Bank to make this a triple threat match. Almost stops Miz from getting the belt and puts Miz through a table on the outside. John Morrison comes in and hits Omos with a chair and shatters the chair, but Omos no-sells it, and then stalks Morrison out of the arena. There was a foot race to the top of the ladder for AJ and Drew. Miz set up a second ladder and almost got the belt. Drew drops AJ off the ladder. Glasgow kiss to Miz, and he falls off. Then AJ springboards back to the ladder. Drew gets dropped off the ladder. Miz climbs up and meets AJ. Drew pushes over both ladders that were set up. AJ falls to the outside. Claymore to Miz. Drew climbs the ladder, gets the belt, and wins the match. And now I need to explain something about the prediction contest rules. Okay, this was originally scheduled as AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre. When The Miz cashed in his Money in the Bank contract and made it a triple threat match, that automatically makes the match as being performed but not as advertised. So what would happen in this instance during the prediction contest is that this match would be completely removed from the contest, okay? And since I had 4 confidence points on this match, the match that I did have 5 confidence points on just gets shifted to the 4 spot, and in the match I had 6 confidence points on gets shifted to the 5 spot. So even though Drew won the match, and that's how I picked it, it went down not as it was advertised, so I'm not going to get credit for this match. All right, next is the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Sasha Banks versus Carmella, and let's see how I picked it. My pick for the SmackDown Women's Championship match is Sasha Banks with 5 confidence points. The High Package showed me that Carmella sucks as a heel just like she did during her first heel run. When Carmella came out, the first thing I thought is Carmella a stripper? I mean, I'm not trying to be controversial or anything, but as soon as she came out, that's the first thing I thought of. Sasha comes out, match starts, and then there's this Reginald guy. Supposed to be a male valet for Carmella, I guess. Well, Reginald catches Carmella when Sasha throws her outside. And then Reginald assisted Carmella to give Sasha a head scissors. Basically, it looks like Reginald is a younger and less talented version of R-Truth. Carmella was taking a lot of time to fix her ring gear during the match, both the leggings and the sleeves. And like, if you're going to spend that time fixing that stuff, why even wear it? It was the 3 Amigos from Sasha, followed by a frog splash that led to a 2 count. Sasha gets Carmella in the bank statement, and Reginald pulls Carmella out of the ring. Meteora to Reginald by Sasha on the outside. Back in the ring, Carmella taps to the bank statement. Match is over. Sasha wins. Alright, next we got the Raw Tag Team title match. The Hurt Business challenging the New Day, and let's see how I picked it. My pick for the Raw Tag Team Championship match is the Hurt Business with 3 confidence points. Alright, the match started, and Cedric Alexander was slow out of the box starting out. And there was some nice double team moves by the New Day. The man who's benefited most by joining the Hurt Business, I think, is definitely Shelton Benjamin. He was just fledgling along until they put him in that group. Shelton catches Kofi while trying a boom drop. I thought that was neat. Cedric tags in and hits the lumbar check to pin Kofi to win the match. But Shelton looked like he didn't appreciate the tag too much. But after the match is over, Bobby Lashley joins the Hurt Business on the ramp. They all celebrate. So it looks like the tag from Cedric to Shelton to end the match. Doesn't look like it's going to be a factor in anything. It's just I saw the look on Shelton's face when Cedric tagged in, and he didn't look happy. But Hurt Business beats the New Day and are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. right, next was the women's tag team title match. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending against Asuka and TBD. And let's see how I picked it. My pick for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match is Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler with 2 confidence points. Okay, Charlotte Flair comes out to be Asuka's partner. Can I call it or what? It makes me realize I should have added prop bets to the prediction contest, because that's one I would definitely have scored points on. Shayna and Asuka start the match, tag to Flair, and we get Shayna Baszler versus Charlotte Flair. Yes! As the match was going on, I was thinking, thank God Lana is not in this match. It was kind of like one of these things is not like the other. Lana would definitely fit that description here. Shayna with joint manipulation on Asuka that looked like it hurt. I love Shayna when she's dominant. When Shayna Baszler is dominant, I don't think there's anybody better in wrestling, male or female. There's a moonsault from Charlotte to Nia on the outside. I don't care if it looked like it was welcome back Charlotte. Nia stops the figure 8 from Flair to Shayna. Charlotte comes back and hits natural selection on Shayna and gets the pin. We got new women's tag team champions. In my view, I think Nia should have been the one to take the pin, because I thought Shayna needed to be protected. But after this match, there was a nice video, the 2020 to 2021 video. I thought that was pretty neat. It was pretty funny. But we've got new women's tag team champions, Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Alright, now we have the TLC match for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, and let's see how I picked it. My pick for the Universal Championship TLC match is Roman Reigns with 6 confidence points. Alright, the high package made Roman Reigns look like a hypocrite. Because I think, didn't Roman take offense to Drew McIntyre bringing up his family when he made his comeback from leukemia? It makes Roman look like a hypocrite, but it is a perfect heel move. Owens appears before the intros to ambush Roman. I thought that was brilliant. It just solidifies the fact that I think Kevin Owens is the smartest wrestler in wrestling. It was frog splash from KO to Roman from the apron to the floor. It looked like it hurt. Enter Jey Uso, but he runs into a super kick from KO. KO puts Jay's foot in the chair and stomps on it. Jay gets helped to the back. I kept thinking after that, are we going to see Jimmy Uso now? It was Roman with a drive-by, takes control. KO gets backdrop between 2 chairs. It looked like it hurt. Fisherman suplex from KO to Roman onto a chair that looked like it hurt. There's a lot of stuff that looked like it hurt in this match. Jey Uso comes back to stop KO from climbing the ladder. Then Uso puts 2 tables in the ring. One gets propped up in the corner. The other one gets set up in the opposite corner. Pop-up powerbomb from Owens to Uso through the announce table. And then KO buries Jay under the table. Then I still kept thinking, are we going to see Jimmy Uso? And right around this point, I had been thinking to myself, geez, we haven't heard anything stupid come out of Cole's mouth. until there's a powerbomb through a ladder, and Cole called it a spine buster through a table. More dumbass Michael Cole. And then they did a replay of the move, and Cole called it a table again. On the second replay, though, Cole finally got it right and called it a ladder. Chokeslam from Roman to KO through the table on the outside. Samoan drop from Roman to KO through a table on the outside. Roman climbs up and is stopped by KO. It's like KO just will not die. And then we get talking Roman Reigns again, and I've said this in the past. I hate it when Roman talks during a match. Man, Roman, just shut up, please. The spear from Roman to KO through the table that was propped up in the corner. Then they get to the outside, and I was like, holy shit. KO avoids the spear on the outside, and Roman goes through the barricade. It was a KO powerbomb to Roman through the table in the ring. Jey Uso shows up again to stop Owens from climbing the ladder. Stunner to Jey. KO starts climbing up the ladder again. Roman shows up with a low blow to Kevin Owens. When Kevin had his hand on the belt, guillotine puts Owens out. KO falls off. Roman grabs the belt. Roman is your winner. Now we get to the Firefly Inferno match. The Fiend versus Randy Orton. And let's see how I picked it. My pick for the Firefly Inferno match is The Fiend Bray Wyatt with 1 confidence point. Alright. There was an awesome hype package for this match. The best hype package of the night. One of the best hype packages of the year, in my estimation. They say it's going to be a regular Inferno match. You just give it a new name. The match starts, but there's no fire around the ring. So I'm like, what's up with that? How are you supposed to set somebody on fire when there's no fire? Fiend no-sells a punch, and then no-sells a kick, and then Fiend sticks his tongue out at Orton. I thought that looked neat when the tongue was coming out of the mask. Then Fiend no-sells a punch. And then Tom Phillips used the word impregnable. And I'm like, what's that mean? So I went and found out. After Sister Abigail, the Fiend ignites the Thunderdome on fire, and I thought, oh, that's a nice touch. The way they made it look, that was awesome. The Fiend with a leather strap to Orton, and then the Fiend lights a strap on fire. First time I've ever seen that, and it looked really cool. Then Fiend tries to use a pickaxe on Orton, but misses. Fiend sets up Bray Wyatt's old rocking chair, douses it in flames, and then just does a gas path for about 10 to 15 feet away from the chair. Fiend sets Orton in the chair, lights the path on fire. Orton gets out of the chair before it gets to the rocking chair. Fiend does a neck snap to Orton. I'm like, oh, that's probably an homage to Zeus, who just passed away. Draping DDT from Orton to the Fiend off the apron. Mandible claw to Orton. Orton almost goes into the fire. He turns it around, pushes the Fiend into the fire, and the Fiend goes ablaze. Orton gets back in the ring. Fiend follows him. RKO to the Fiend. Then Orton went outside and grabbed the gas can. He poured gas on the Fiend, and he goes out and gets the matches, and he drops a lit match onto the Fiend. And when he did that, I was like, wow. Orton poses, fade to black. All right, my overall thoughts on the show is this was a pretty good show. It was a nice way to end 2020. They look like they're on the uptick heading into 2021. After Orton set the Fiend on fire, I got to thinking about it, and it's like they either had to use a mannequin or a cadaver or something to replace the Fiend, because there's no way they actually set the Fiend on fire. There's no way. Probably while Orton was outside going to get the gas can is probably when they stepped in and replaced the Fiend with whatever it was that Orton set on fire. But the way it looked to close the show like that was a great way to end the show. I mean, the Fiend looks unstoppable. He just happened to get set on fire when Orton turned around the mandible claw. But he's Undertaker-esque by getting lit on fire at the end of the night, but Taker always got lit on fire when he was inside a casket. This was actually set the Fiend on fire. Of course, it probably wasn't him, but still, the way it looked was just awesome. A hell of a lot better show than I thought it was going to be. And this makes me really look forward to seeing the Royal Rumble, which will be January 31st, 2021. And that will be the next time you get a pay-per-view prediction and pay-per-view review from me. But until then, this is Steve saying, see ya.